around 2 hours session, sir. Maybe for next year, I can make it 1 hour. So we do
All
that. We
right.
leverage. They watch your video before the class. When you now come to the class, you now bring it up there. So we have to leverage on the technology instead of starting from the scratch. This and that. They're supposed to watch the video to understand the basic information before you
There's
start the class.
possibility that we might not even stay till 7 because
It's fine. You are in charge. You are in charge. Just
all right.
essentialize the content. Essentialize the content. They can follow up more on the what's it called on the YouTube.
Okay,
That's how this training is designed.
that's
Like
fine.
is an hybrid. Is an hybrid. You come to live webinar like this, then you can go again and take your time, self pace to understand step by step. So the purpose of webinar is that they have a question to ask you. That's a human face into it. People learn data analytics on self paced basis now. All right. So you
Yes,
can share.
yes,
You
that
okay?
was
Let
how
me
I
say.
learned.
So that's it now. So it's a privilege to actually have you in here with us. So thank you so much. I'm sorry for delay starting. All right, Dr. Manua, we have started already. So Ajazino, can you share your screen so that we are now live on YouTube? So the point is that the advantage of this training is that we have a trainer live with us, and we can ask our question based on I've shared the material with you already on the WhatsApp group of the last class. The idea is that during the live session like this, you can ask question directly from the trainer. So please, let's take advantage of this. Okay, all right. You can share. Are you sharing your screen? So you can start now. Those who are not here, they watch the proceeding from the as
Okay,
we're going now. All right.
I want to open
I'm not seeing your
Power.
screen.
Can you see my screen? Okay, so I want to
Yeah,
try because
I'm
I
not.
was doing something on Power BI. I want to start from open the app
Oh,
fresh.
okay, like a real life, real case study, right?
Yes. So
Okay,
I will share my Power BI screen now.
okay, better. Okay, you are doing end of the year stuff, sir. End of the
Yes, so
year.
I've been very busy. Oh, I've been very, very busy. Olusoji, can you hear me? Okay, I think Olusoji has left. Good evening. Okay. Olusoji, can you hear me?
Uh, yes, I can hear you clearly,
And can you
but
see
the
my
screen is
screen?
not bold. Yes, yes, the screen is not bold. I don't know. Okay, or can you zoom it so that let me make everybody here call so that in case there is a network. All right. So please, can we see the screen clearly?
Okay, let me reshare again.
No, the screen is there, but the what you're trying to project is not very bold. Maybe you can zoom your screen so that you can see it, but it's coming up now. Okay, it's fine. Okay, hello. Let's zoom our screen. We can zoom our screen. Like I'm zooming it now. We have select data source or start with a blank sheet. That's where we have. Is that the page?
Yes, yes. Start with a blank report.
That's a blank report. We have one drive. We have Excel. Okay, these are the sources
Yes.
now. SQL. Okay, it's fine. All right, please, Zeno, start on time so that we can wrap up on time. Please, the time you can go ahead now.
All right. Okay, good evening, everyone.
Mhm.
Good evening. Please, I want to confirm if any other person can hear me aside from Olusoji.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening. Okay, good evening. My man, we met last week and Grace was also here last week. So, okay, so this is my first time of meeting Gambo. How are you all doing?
You're fine, ma.
Um, okay. Okay, so
We are fine.
okay. During our last class, I introduced you guys to Power BI. So if you're not here in the last class, I would advise that if you've not watched that video, you can always go back to watch that video. So we introduced what it is to be I'll say what it is to be a business intelligence analyst, or the meaning of business intelligence and all it entails. So we spoke a lot about the kind of questions you can ask, how you communicate with stakeholders, the how you are going to document your data, the kind of charts you can use to communicate your insight and findings, and a whole lot of other things. So at the end of that class, we said we are going to build a Power BI report in the next class. So the last time, I apologize. I think I was unavailable on that day. So that's the reason why we could not audit on that particular day. So Olusoji had to reschedule to another day. So that's the reason why we are here today. So today we'll be building a very simple Power BI report, and then we can go ahead and ask our questions. So we are going to be building it together. It will be an interactive class. If at any point in time you don't understand anything, please just raise up your hand and let me know. Although I'll keep on asking questions of your understanding level, if it is flowing and if you should go forward. So that's just it. So we've done introductions last week, so I don't want to go back to that again. So before I go ahead, I just want to confirm, can everyone hear me again?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. So today we are going to, so Power BI is one of the major tools that business intelligence analysts use. In fact, aside from business intelligence analysts, even data analysts, anyone, I would just say anyone that wants to like maybe visualize data and share insights with reports, you can share insights with stakeholders, whether you can always use Power BI, but you have to have a very good understanding of it before you can say you want to come and create a report or dashboard on it. So today, like I said earlier, we'll be building a very simple report on Power BI. So this is a visualization tool that BI analysts use. So I don't need to go back to what is Power BI because I already spoke about it last week. That is a visualization tool where you can use to communicate your insights to stakeholders and really show them what's going on. Please, I apologize. I'm coming. Okay. So moving forward, we are going to bring in if we are going to build a report now. So the thing is that when you want to build a report in Power BI, you can get your data from different sources. You can most times these blank reports, except maybe if you want to come and start, if you want to start. Please, can I please give me 1 second, please. Okay, I apologize for that, please. It was my mom calling me. Okay, so we're going to build, like I said, we're going to build the report in Power BI. So we can always bring in our data from different sources. So blank report, that means you want to come and start creating you want to start creating your data inside Power BI. So we have different sources. We have Excel, we have SQL Server. You can even connect to the web directly. But one thing I would tell you is that most times the main source that you're going to be connecting to, even as a beginner, would be Excel. That's just the beginner level. Most times you'll be connecting to Excel. So even the data that we want to analyze today, we are using Excel. So you can only, by the time you start going advanced, you can start connecting to SQL Server. Aside from SQL Server, we have PostgreSQL, we have MySQL as well. So you can always connect to that. You can connect to the web. So there are a whole lot of other sources that you can connect to. So now I want to show you like something very simple. So I don't want to connect to Excel workbook directly because the data I want to connect to, the data set I want to connect to it is in a folder on my laptop. So you can connect to a folder, in fact, to a folder as well. In fact, I would advise that you, anytime you want to like connect your data to Power BI, just make sure you put that data in a folder, because it makes it easy for you in such a way that anytime you go back to update that data set in your folder, it will automatically, when you come to Power BI and click on refresh, it will automatically update. For example, let's say a company that used to like record their sales data. So, by the time maybe they did the first 3 months, they are able to visualize it on Power BI and they can see that, okay, this is the direction we are going to. But by the time they start updating the one of Q2, Q3, instead of starting from from scratch again, rather, they don't need to start from scratch with visualization. All they need to do is update their data on that sheet that is inside the folder, then come to Power BI and click on refresh. So we are going to see all of that now. So I'm just going to click on get data from other sources. So now, like I said earlier, my data is in a folder. So I'm just going to look for a folder here. Okay, this is folder. I'm going to click on folder and I'm going to click on connect. So now I'm going to browse. The folder is on my laptop, so I'm going to browse. So the folder is on my desktop. It's on my desktop. So this is the folder I want to connect to. Afrocentric 2. This was the class that we had initially for the other set of Afrocentric sales data. So now this is the one for you guys class. So this is Afrocentric 2. I'm going to click on it and then I'm going to click on OK. So can you see that it has already brought out the path for me? So I'm going to click on OK. So now at this point, Power BI is asking me, do I want to combine? Do I want to load? Do I want to transform data? If you just click, for example, now let's say I have like maybe 3 rows, 4 rows here, I can then click on combine. But if I click on load, it's not going to help me to transform data. That means I'm not using the power of Power BI effectively. I'm not making use of the power that Power BI has. So I'm not going to click on load. So what I'm going to click on will be transform data. So it can help me to transform my data, although it would not do the 100% transformation. You still have to do some things on your own, but at least it is going to help me to transform my data to a greater extent instead of me having to do it from scratch. That's one of the power of Power BI. So I'm just going to click on transform data. Okay, I'm just going to pause at this point. Please confirm that you understand all what I've been saying since, and you don't have any questions. If you have questions, please ask. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I said you guys understand up to this point. Please ask questions, but you can always go back to watch the video, but ask questions if you don't understand up to this point. Okay, so since we are all saying we understand, I'm just going to go ahead. So now, this binary is where my data set is. As you can see here, this is content. This Afrocentric Sales BI practice is the name of the data set that I created in that folder. This binary is where the data set is. So all this one is just like maybe extension, the data set, the data I accessed. It was when today is 4th of December. Okay, looking at it, I think this was the date that I created, that I accessed the data set last, and the date that I modified it. So now I only need this binary and the name. So in order to avoid the situation whereby my reports will keep on lagging due to a lot of underlying factors, like maybe having too much of all these things like this. So I'm going to delete this extension, data accessed and data modified. So I'm just going to click on Control I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click here. Okay, let me on shift rather, here and here. So you click on control, then you click on content, and you click on name. So those are the two things that I need. So I'm now going to right click. So now it's asking me, do I want to remove these columns or remove other columns? So I only need these two columns. I don't need the other columns. So I'm just going to click on remove other columns. So now I'm going to come to binary so that I can open my data sets and we can all see it. So I'm going to click on binary. So from binary again, we have is bringing out other things like we have the name, sheet 1, we have the data. This is where the data is on that table. We have item sheets, kind sheets, hidden sheets. I'm still going to click on this name and the data. Then I'm going to right click and remove other columns because I don't need those other columns. I'm going to click on remove other columns. Now I'm going to come to table and click on it. Like that, my data set has appeared. And we can now see what our data set looks like. Please confirm you understand up to this point because I don't want to rush you guys.
I'm not seeing the screen.
What did you say?
I said I'm not seeing the screen. It's not moving.
Okay, you're not seeing the screen again.
Yes, it's not moving.
Okay, I'm coming. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Okay, so that means we have to go back. So what I was saying before, you guys did not see any of it. Can you hear me?
Yes, it was when you are trying to load it. You mentioned control, right click and all.
Okay, so let me just click on close so I can go back again. So I'm going to share my screen again. That's one thing about Power BI. When you move from one page to another, you have to keep on resharing because you won't see the second. It creates a new tab. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am, we can see the screen.
Okay, please, at any point, if you can't see my screen again, please immediately let me know so that we don't have to keep on going back. So what I did then was to get data from another source. So click on folder. I'm sure you guys saw these ones. Then click on connect. Then I'm going to browse and then click on, this is the data set I'm looking for, Afrocentric. So it is on my desktop and it is in a folder on my desktop. So I'm going to click on it and click on OK. Then click on OK as well. So now I was saying, can you still see my screen, please? Emmanuel, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I said something about, as we have 2-3 rows here, you can click on combine. That means if you want to combine like maybe 2 or 3 tables together, like maybe different sheets. But now I have only one. So I'm not going to click on load because I want Power BI to transform my data. So I'm going to click on transform data. Please confirm you can still see my screen. Emmanuel, what did you say?
I think that disappeared again.
Okay, you can't see my screen again, right? Okay, so now let me
All
reshare.
I'm saying is that add data to your report. That's
Okay.
I
Okay,
have
let me then share
Excel,
my screen again.
SQL.
So it was at this point that you guys lost me. So let me share my screen again on what I have. So can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I click on transform data, this is where it is going to bring it to. So this page in Power BI is known as Power Query. So under Power Query, you can do any form of edit. You can edit, you can, it is basically a page where you can just manage your data in Power BI. Do you understand? So you can modify, you can remove rows, you can keep rows, you can export your query results, you can enter data here, you can do different things here to your data set depending on what you want to achieve. So this part of Power BI is called Power Query. So now I was saying something the other time that I don't need this extension, data set, and date modified. What I need is this binary because that's where my data is and the name of my data set. And the name of my data set. So now I'm going to click on control, click on contents, and click on name. Okay, click on contents, click on name. I'm now going to right click and do remove other columns because I don't need other columns. What I need is the content and the name. So I'm going to click remove other columns. Please, do we understand up to this point and can you still see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Go on.
Okay, so good. So now this content, this is where my data set is. So I'm just going to click on binary. And as I clicked on binary, it is bringing out other information for me. It is telling me that the name, I have only one sheet inside that particular Excel file. And it is under this table. As you can see, the data is under this table. Then we have item. I don't need this item. It is telling me the item is sheet 1. The kind is a sheet. And there's nothing needing. So I only need this name and data. So I'm going to do what I did the other time. I'm going to press control, click on name, click on data. Then I'm going to right click and remove other columns. Assuming I wanted to remove these two columns, I'm going to click on remove columns. But since I want to remove other columns, I'm going to do remove other columns. So now that I've removed other columns, so I don't want my report to keep on lagging. So that's one of the reasons why we remove all these things that we don't really need. So that one major reason is that so that the loading can be so smooth. For example, now let's say we're analyzing a very large data set. You have to be as careful and simple as possible in order to remove all this issue of your data not loading fast or not or it is lagging or something. So now I'm going to click on this table. So with that, the table has brought out my data sets. So this was where we are the other time. Please confirm you can see my screen and you understand up to this point.
Yes, you can see the
Okay. Please, I'm only hearing Emmanuel speaking. I would like to know if others understand up to this point as well.
Yes, ma'am. We're following.
Okay, good. So now, this is we are in our Power Query, and this is our data set. So now this applied steps, as you can see, it is showing us all the steps we've taken. The first time we connected our data to a particular source, we removed other columns, we clicked on content, we imported the Excel workbook, removed other columns again, and now we are in the data, like this is the data. So now with Power Query, you can do a whole lot of things to your data. You can remove columns, you can choose columns, you can keep rows, you can remove rows, you can split columns. For example, now let's say you don't want Brosina Hoffman, you want it to be like two different. You want Brosina, you want Hoffman, like maybe name and surname, different columns. There's a way you do it. You apply delimiter and you can split that columns like that. You can do group by. So there's a whole lot of things that you can do with Power Query. So it's just step by step. This one is just the beginner level. As you go on in your career, you will get to know more on what you can do with Power Query. So we also have Power Query in Excel as well. So this is very similar to what we have in Excel. So if you know the one here, that means you already know the one in Excel. So now what I'm going to do is that, so if you check our headers, you will notice that we have column 1, column 2, column 3. That does not really hold any water. That does not really mean anything, because by the time we start analyzing, we'll start wondering which one is column 1, column 2. Imagine presenting to a stakeholder and saying column 1, column 2. The stakeholder will just be wondering that what are you saying? They don't really get what you are talking about. By the time you visualize and you are saying column 2 by column 4, it does not really make sense. So we have to trash all this column 1, column 2. So the first thing we are going to do is that we are going to look at our data sets. And from our data set, you can see that the header of our column, the name of our column is on the first row of our data set. We can see that this is the row ID, the order ID, the order date, customer ID, customer name, city, state, and co. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to use first row as headers. So that my data set can have like categorization and it can be named accordingly, so that I don't have to keep on going back and forth. Like you have to make sure that you name your columns clearly so that you can avoid any form of mistake. So I'm going to come here and click on use first row as headers. So you can decide to use headers as first row or use first rows as headers. But I don't really need that all those column 1, column 2. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on use first rows as headers. And can you see now that our column has been categorized properly? And you can see that here it is documenting all what we are doing. So maybe at some point you are not satisfied with something you've done, you can always come here to check what you've done. So now it has given me row ID, order dates, customer ID, customer name. So now our columns has been named. Our columns has been named properly. Please confirm you understand up to this point. And please, not only Emmanuel, I want other people to speak up as well.
Yeah, I understand, ma.
Okay. All right. So now we are going to do very simple cleaning in Power Query. So we're going to do very simple cleaning in Power Query. So now, if you look at this row ID, you will see that it is tagged as number. Like it is tagged that that the column is in numerical figure. So if you check here, order ID, it is tagged as test. If you check here, like the data type, the data type is tagged as numerical. Here it is tagged as test. Here it is tagged as dates. Here it is tagged as test. So one thing in Power BI is that for anything you know that you are not performing calculation on, you are going to categorize it. You are going to categorize that data type as a test. For example, now this row ID, I'm not going to perform any calculation on it because it is simply row ID. It is just like an identification. It is not total sales or total profit or total revenue. So I'm not performing any calculation on it. So I'm going to categorize it as test. But looking at it, because the column consists of numbers, Power Query has tagged it as numbers for me. But me, I can't categorize it as numbers because I don't want a situation whereby I'm calculating and this one is bringing total for me. No. So this is going to be categorized as test because I am not performing any calculation on it. So in order to change it, I'm going to come here, click on this 1 to 3, and I'm going to change it to test. And I'm going to do replace current. Please confirm you understand up to this point so that we are not going back again.
Yes, ma. I understand.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So order ID is already in test. Order ID is like, okay, sometimes now when you order a product on Jumia or maybe Konga or something, so if maybe you can check those details they used to write on that paper that they used to put that they used to put on that thing that you ordered. You would notice that they used to put some information on it. So some of this information might even consist of order ID. So order ID is just to like identify that, okay, this is the particular product, a particular ID has been attached to a particular product or to a particular customer. So that's the meaning of this order ID. So we are not going to perform any calculation on it as well. So thankfully, Power BI has already categorized the data type as test for us. So order dates. So now if you look at these dates, my date does not have time. Do you understand? My date does not have time. So one thing I'm going to click on here. So you will see that we have two types of we have different data type that has dates here. We have date and time. We have date and time and time zone. We have time, we have date. But my date does not have time here. If you look at your data set, it does not have time. So there's no need to put date and time. If it has a time, like maybe 7 stroke 12, 20, 14, then they now put maybe semicolon and say maybe 12. So we have some data set like that, maybe 12.00 showing the particular time the another went out or something. So you can now choose date and time, but my own data set does not have it. So I'm just only going to click on dates. So for customer ID, just like I explained, customer ID is to track customer. So we are not performing any calculation on it. So that's customer ID. So customer name as well is a test. You are not performing any calculation on it. Segment, the segments of the customer, is it consumer or is it home office? That's a test. So we have country as well, that's a test. We have city, that's a test. We have state, that's a test. We have postal code. So this postal code, we cannot perform calculation on it as well. Postal code is like each, let me just say, each address having its own postal code of, okay, if you want to send a package or something, this is the address you are going to, this is the postal code. I said each address, maybe each city or each is it by community that they divide this postal code or something. So we are not performing any calculation on it, so we are going to change it to test. So we are going to do replace current. So region as well is test. Product ID is the same thing, is test. Category, office supplies, home supplies and co is test. Subcategory, is it arts, appliances, paper is test. Product name is test as well. Sales, so hence, so this is where I'm going to, you can see that Power Query has already categorized this data type as number because we are going to perform calculation here. Definitely. So we might want to know the total sales, the total quantity and all. So we're going to perform calculation here. So because the data set came with points, like in decimal places, that's why Power BI has categorized it as a decimal number. But if you look at this one has just 1, 2, 3. This like whole number because there's no decimal places here. So I would say we should just leave the decimal places there. So discount is categorized as number as well. And then profits is categorized as decimal number because of the decimal points that we have in it. Please confirm that you understand up to this point.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, because the rate at which you guys are moving, even me too, when I was learning initially, I was asking a lot of questions. And like I really like the way we are moving. So I want to be sure I'm not moving so fast. That's the reason why I'm asking back to back. Okay. So now that we've done that, so we've categorized our data types properly. So we've done we've done a lot of things. We've brought in our data, we've removed what we don't need, we've changed our data type, we've used our first row as headers. So now the last thing we're going to do here before we move to our report page is that I'm going to clean this data generally. So if you want to clean the data generally, you would not click on here. You would just come here and I'm going to click on remove duplicates. Like it should just remove duplicate on my data set generally. But most times again, you have to be very careful. You have to study your data set. Sometimes now you would see that this duplicate are necessary because some people they might order things like over and over again. They might order things over and over again. You want to be very careful that you are not deleting duplicates where you are not supposed to delete duplicates. See my screen? Can you still see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I was saying if you want to delete duplicate on a data set, you have to be very, very careful. Just to be sure that you are not deleting things that will be very vital in a particular data set. So looking at what I have here now, I don't think I want to delete any duplicates because it seems we have customers like who ordered more than once, twice. And from that going, you are going to see it in this our row ID because we can see that we have 7, we have 10, we have 172. So this is already showing that there's no duplicates here. So I'm not going to delete any duplicates from this data set. So what I'm going to do now is just to go to my report page. And in order to go to my report page, so now when I go to my report page, you might not see my screen again. I would have to reshare. That's the page we are coming from earlier. So now I want you to take note of this place. I've explained some of the things you can do with Power Query here, like keep rows, remove rows. You can do transform here, like maybe if you want to perform calculations and all of that. So why is this thing blocking my screen? Okay, so now I'm going to go to home. So I'm going to go to home. Please confirm you can still see my screen.
Yes, ma'am. We are seeing your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I'm going to go to home. I'm going to click on close and apply. So I'm going to tell you the difference between all this close and apply. See, if you click on close, your data set is not going to reflect in the report page. If you click on apply, the changes you made would not reflect. For example, let's say maybe we've come here, we've clicked on apply close and apply before. Then we came back to edit some things. If we should just click apply. Okay, if you click on apply, it is going to reflect. If you click on close, it is not going to reflect, it will just be there. But then by the time you click on apply, it will not leave this page. But if you click on close and apply, it is going to reflect and it is going to take you to your report page. So now I want to do something before we go. Initially, when I was the first one I shared, you guys were saying you did not see it. So that's the reason why I have two Afrocentric 2 years in my report and disable load. I'm going to uncheck this enable load. So I don't want it to load in my reports because we really don't need it. It's the same thing. So it was when you guys were saying you don't need it. I might even decide to delete it so that there's no form of confusion. So I'm just going to click on this. I'm going to rename this Afrocentric. Afrocentric sales data. Good. So now we want to go to our report page. So I'm going to come here and then I'm going to click on close and apply so that changes can reflect and it can take me to my report page. So I'm going to click on close and apply. I knew the screen sharing was going to stop. So it has took me to my report page. So now I'm going to share that report page with you guys so you can see. Okay, good. So now, can you see that we have our reports, like we have our data here now, and all of this information here? So do you understand up to this point? When I clicked on close and apply.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we understand up to this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, I understand, ma.
Okay. Okay, so now quickly, we are going to move on to creating our canvas background. So there's a particular pixel we used to use. So the thing is that in order to I try to encourage people to use AI a lot. So you can always go to ChatGPT depending on, aside from even a particular pixel, it depends on what you want to visualize. But most times I used to advise that maybe you should just stick to well, I'll say it depends on what you want to visualize. But just one advice is that just make it as simple as possible. Make it very simple as possible. So now I'm not going to do a lot with the pixel here. So you can always explore on your own. So maybe you have a particular data set that you want to work on, analyze and visualize. You can look at it and be like, okay, what's that particular pixel that you think would be enough to contain all the chart I would be displaying on that canvas background? You can always go to ChatGPT to give you ideas of pixel to use. You have social number of charts. So that's when we advise people to use AI. So now I'm not going to do a lot to my own canvas background. So what I'm doing now is simply editing my canvas background. So I just want to give it one very cool color in the background, that our charts can rest on. So the last class we used blue. So I don't know if that fits perfectly. So one thing about, okay, before I go ahead, I apologize. Let me just explain what we have on this page. So for this page, we have our file. That's where we were coming from. We have our home. We have our insert. You can decide to insert anything, text box, image, narrative, the composition tree, depending on what you are working on. You can do your modeling here. And we have our view page. For example, if you want to lock all the charts that you've created, like maybe you want to hold them together so that by the time you click on one, you are moving everything together. You can always do that here. You can optimize, and then you can always ask, you can always seek help, like maybe to do. I barely use these things, but it's just, I knew help would just be about training videos, documentation on maybe on how to use this Power BI page or support as well. So what we have here, this place is our report page, and this is the will I say logo? This is like the placeholder for our report page. So this is the table view. If you want to do data modeling, this is the table view. This is the view for data modeling. For your DAX, this is the view. And this is like much more technical. So now what we have here is our visualization pane. For our visualization pane, you can build your visuals here. Like you can select on them. This is where you are going to select the charts you want to visualize. So you can do drill through, you can do cross reports, you can keep all filters. So this is the filters page. Let's say maybe I select sales by customer, and maybe I want to filter by top 5 customers. I can always come here to do that on this filters pane. And this data is the is like the placeholder for our data. This is what is holding. This is what is holding our data. So now,
Who is there?
okay, I apologize, please. Someone was knocking on my door. Okay, so moving forward, like I explained, this is the visualization pane and this is the data. This is the data pane as well. So now I want to just do something to my background, maybe just give it one very light color. So I'm just going to, if you want to like maybe insert an image to your background, let's say maybe you're working on a car data set or vehicle data set, you can always come here, choose any, maybe you've saved that image on your phone, you can always come here, click on that image and display it on your background, but I'm not doing that for this report. So I'm going to click on color. So which color should we select? I'm looking at this. Okay, let's just click on this. So now, can you see that when I clicked on the color, nothing is happening here? The reason why it is not happening is because my transparency is at 100%. So now I want the color to show. So I'm just going to reduce this transparency and it's going to come up. So it depends on how thick you want your color to show. You can always adjust this transparency. The thing is that one thing about Power BI is that when okay, let me say I'm going to use myself as an example. When I was taught the basics, every other thing I went ahead to learn a lot by myself because I won't lie to you, even I as a tutor, any tutor can't teach you everything. You have to like, in fact, there are some things that YouTube pages will not even teach you because by the time you start working on data sets by yourself and you start encountering maybe problem that, okay, how do I solve this and cool, you will see that in that process, you are also learning. And sometimes you just see that even things that you did not see online or maybe on YouTube, so maybe even a video is not even talking about it and you're already solving it on your own. So that's how you gather experience. By the time you're trying to solve problem with it, like build your report, you encounter this, you encounter that, you are like trying to put together a lot of things. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So now I'm just going to increase this transparency a bit because that thing is thick, still thick for me. So now this is our background. So the next thing I want to do is to create a title. The next thing I want to do is to create a title for our data, for our this sales data. So I'm going to click on insert. Then I'm going to come to text box. So you can always do a lot of things. You can add the button to your report. You can add a shape to your report. You can add an image to your report. So what I need here is the text box. So now, in order to like give it my title, I'm going to increase the font size to let's say maybe 16. Then I'm going to type in. So the last time we typed in Afrocentric sales dashboard. So this time around, maybe I would use. I wanted to say Christmas sales dashboard, but we're already using color blue. So maybe I'll just let's target. Let me look for a particular company name. Please, you guys should suggest for me. Please, can anyone confirm they can hear me?
Yes, can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, so I said you guys should suggest the title for our dashboard for me. Oh yeah, now we are doing this together.
Make it Black Friday, November 6th.
Okay. So it's just like a placeholder of Black Friday. December sales dashboard. So now I'm just going to expand this. Can anyone confirm to me that they know how to use PowerPoint or Google Slides?
Yes, ma'am. Conversation with you.
Okay, because some of these designs, if you know how to use,
What is that? What was that?
if you know how to use PowerPoint or Google Slides,
Yeah, come on.
some of these designs might just come
Orange,
easy to you.
orange,
So now I'm going to bring it to the center.
orange, orange, orange.
I'm going to bring it to the center. I'm going to increase the font. Okay.
Orange.
I'm going to make it bold. Let me highlight it and then make it bold.
Orange.
I'm going to increase the font size
the
to
one.
20. And then I'm going to give it, should we give it black or blue? Let's see. Okay, I think this color is perfect. So now I don't want that background. So I'm just going to come here and click on effects. And then, well, you can decide to clip the background, but I don't want the back. That's why I said it depends on what you want and how you want your stakeholders to see, but just be as simple as possible. So now we're going to go on to creating our measures. Like, we cannot just visualize what we have here. Let's say we want to get the total sales, total profits, average sales, average profit, and co. So in order to do that and make things like make our dashboard neater and co, aside from making the dashboard neater, like just to make things align here. So I don't want to come here and start creating it inside this table. So I want to create it in a new measures table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this table view, and then I'm going to click on
Orange.
new table. I want a new table. So now, so there's this document that I have created for myself. I call that document. Please, I'm coming. I'm trying to look for that document.
Orange. The orange. Man, say O for orange. O for orange. O. 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 O for orange. Wow.
Okay.
Ready for me.
So I call that document my book of DAX, but I would advise at the beginning level, please just try to write DAX by yourself so that you can at least understand. For someone like me now, when I say particular DAX, I understand that, okay, this is what this DAX is trying to achieve. So that's the reason, in order to just make my work easier. So what I did was that I have a document, like a Google Doc. So like anytime I even create a new DAX or anything, I just come there to document it there in case I might need it in the future. Instead of having to start typing it out one by one, all I do is come there, copy, and then paste in order to like just make my work faster. So now, so that particular DAX for creating a new table, I'm going to copy it now and bring it here. So now I'm clicking on table view. I'm clicking on write a DAX description to create a new table. So now, when it comes to DAX, the meaning of DAX is data analysis expression. I apologize. I was talking like as if I was talking to someone on my level. The meaning of DAX is data analysis expression. So what it does is that simply is that it makes your analysis richer in terms of it allows you to drill down a lot. Instead of having to look at things on the surface level, you can DAX allows you to go, let me say in total, like you go deep for example, now, you can always, for example, what you can calculate with that, you can calculate total sales, you can calculate total profit, you can calculate the total discount, you can calculate dates. Like you can use a DAX date to create a date table. You are going to see what we are going to do. For our dates, it only gave us like, okay, today's date is 12/4/2025. But with DAX, I can tell with DAX, I can display that, okay, this thing happened on a Monday, this thing happened in the month of June, this thing happened on a particular day, maybe on Tuesday or on Wednesday. So that's one thing DAX does. So the more you go, the more you get better at it. So I don't want to dwell too much on it. So I just want you guys to get the basics, like watch it over and over again, create your own dashboard. Then I can always give you an assignment, like tell you, and you can always reach out to me one-on-one at any time. We can always look at it and solve it together. So now I'm just going to remove this.
Run that again.
So measure table equals. So now I'm trying to create a new measure table. So this is the DAX for creating a new measure table. So after putting this here, measure table, I want to create a new measure table. That's why I named it measure table. So now I'm just going to click here and click on enter. So with that, I've created my new measure table. So for anything I'm going to calculate to make my analysis richer, I'm going to calculate it under this measure table. So now I'm going to go back to the report view.
Go.
So I'm going to go back to the report view.
Where?
So now let's say we want to calculate total sales. So now I'm going to do
Now, where did you put my phone?
new measure. I'm going to click on new measure. Then I'm going to call this total sales.
Where's my phone?
Then I'm going to do sum. We all know what sum is now. We've seen it very well in our Excel when we are working with Excel. So
Now, where's my phone?
the way we use formula in Excel and functions is quite similar to what we use here in Power BI, but what we call it in Power BI is DAX, and this is much more advanced than what we have in Excel. So now I'm trying to calculate the sum of sales. So I'm simply going to look for sales and then close the brackets and then click on enter. So in order to avoid wasting of time, what I'm going to do is copy, because I want to calculate sum of profit as well. So in Power BI, you can't right click and copy. It's either you do Ctrl+C or Ctrl+V. If you right click, nothing is going to appear. You won't be able to copy anything. It's either you do Ctrl+C or Ctrl+V. So you do Ctrl+C and leave that like that. So I'm going to come to this measure table again and click on new measure.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
I'm going to click on new measure and I'm going to paste what I copied before. So now I want to calculate total profits. So I'm going to change this sales to profits. And then I would have to edit this Afrocentric sales data. Sales. I'm going to go to profits. Do we have profits in this data set? Okay. We don't have profits. So I'm going to calculate quantity, the total quantity. So I saw quantity somewhere. Okay, we have profit actually. So I'm going to close the bracket and click on enter.
Look at time now.
So now I want to calculate total quantity as well. I'm going to click on new measure. I'm going to close this and put Ctrl+V. So now we are pressing, we are calculating for total quantity. So I'm going to do sum and then change the sales again to total quantity. I'm going to close the bracket and I'm going to click on enter.
ATM, yes, because what
So now I want to calculate average profits, because sometimes some stakeholders might want to see the average profit. So I'm going to, this time around, I'm just going to write my DAX from the beginning. I'm going to write average profits.
Let me see tomorrow what I can but
Then I'm going to write average. So even the Power BI is already suggesting to me. So it's asking me average of what do I want to calculate? So I want to calculate average profits. So I'm going to come here, and then I'm going to click on close that bracket and then press enter. So like that, we have average profits, we have total profits, we have total quantity, we have total sales. Let me see if we can calculate one more. We've calculated sales, calculated profits, calculated quantity. So let's just do one more. Let's just see the average quantity as well. So now I'm going to come to measure table. I'm going to click on new measure. And then I'm going to do average quantity.
Why is my phone touching down? You phone me to go out there to 50 times, maybe.
I'm going to click on average quantity. Then I'm going to type out average.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Daddy.
And then I'm going to calculate the quantity.
Hey, Daddy.
And then close
Hey,
brackets
Daddy.
and click on enter.
Imran. Hey, Daddy. Bye.
So that is that. Now I want to do something. I want to create a date table. Okay. Please hold on, I'm trying to figure out something. Please confirm you understand up to this point. I feel like we've done a lot, and I don't want to move too fast. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, ma. You can proceed.
Are you sure I can proceed?
Yes, ma.
Are you sure? Because I feel like we've done a lot and you guys might have questions. Okay. So let me just create that date table so we can see. So I want to create a date table. I'm going to click on new table. And then I'm going to, so I've copied my, so I'm going to explain the DAX. So I already have it copied somewhere. So I'm just going to click on Control V. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why this is showing red is because so for the former data set that we did, we named it Afrocentric Sales Data 1, but that is not the name of our data sets here. So now I want to explain what this date table is. So I'm going to start. So date table, that's like the name of our table. So it's telling you minimum dates. It's showing us all, like it's going to bring out that information from everything from the other dates that we have in our data set. So what is that is simply doing is that it's going to bring out the year. You know, in our data sets, we only have let's say 12/4/2025. So now it's going to give me different column. It's going to give me the year column. It's going to give me month number column. Is it January? January stand as 1, February 2, March 3. So it's going to give me month name full. Okay, do you want to spell it in full as January? Do you want to spell it in full as February? And month name short, do you want to spell it as JAN, January, FEB, February? It's going to give me the year and the month. It's going to give me quarter. like that's Q1, Q2, Q3. It's going to give me week number. Is it week 2? Is it week 3? Is it week 4? It's going to give me the day. That's the particular date. It's going to give me day name full. Do you want MONDAY or MON? And it's going to give me day name short. Do you want just MON? So that's what this DAX is simply going to do. Like I said, it enriches your data set. So the reason why we're having this error here is because this is not the name of my data set here. The name of my data set here is Afrocentric sales data. So I'm just going to click on Afrocentric sales data. I'm going to come here again and edit and change this entirely to Afrocentric sales data. Afrocentric sales data. So let me go to that particular column of order dates. Where's the okay? Afrocentric sales data order dates. Okay, so this is not needed anymore, so I'm just going to delete it. And with that, can you see that we don't have any error there again? So now I'm going to change this as well to Afrocentric sales data. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to change this to Afrocentric sales data. And then go down to order dates. And then delete this. And then close. So now can you see that we don't have any error again? So now all what I'm going to do is to mark this as my dates table. So I'm just going to commit and mark. So that is all. At this point, I want you to ask your questions. So this I'm going to copy that book of DAX that I have. But I would advise that when you are writing your own DAX, please be writing it one by one so that you can learn, you can at least you understand that, okay, this is what this particular DAX means. Because if you keep on copying and pasting DAX blindly, at some point you might not even understand what that DAX is saying. So for the ones that I'm copying and pasting, this is what I know. I know what it means. I don't want to I don't want to have to start writing it from scratch. That's why I'm doing copy and paste. If there's any new one today that I don't know, I would really like to understand the concept behind that particular DAX and what it's trying to do. So I'm going to write it one by one. So that's it. At this point, I would ask, do we have any question? And do we understand all what I've been saying so far?
How are you? How are you? It's fine. How are you?
Please, I want to confirm I'm not talking to myself or
How are you? My phone is faulty.
Everything is moving on fine. I think I'm the only person that is failing.
okay, Manu, you're the only one here. Okay. Okay, so the others can always watch the video. So we've done the main thing. So now what I want to
I
do.
think it's not really a problem since it's a dashboard, and once you save anything, it's going to be saved here. It's just for you to copy and paste, just like what you've been doing subsequently. So I don't
Okay.
think it's really a problem for me. Since anything you've done is automatically. If you want to add table, then you go and add table again. This is saving, I don't have a problem with dashboard.
All right. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to build it, like just put in the charts as fast as possible so that others can always watch what we've done. So can you still see my screen?
Yes, my visible.
Okay, so now I'm just going to put in,
Hey, what did they happen like this now?
I'm just going to put in column charts here. Well, we call it column charts, we call it bar charts. So now I'm just going to Which chart should I use? Let's we want to do top five sales category. So let me see, we have product name. So we have product name and we have let's say sales. So I'm just going to go to my let's say sales. So now let's just say we want to do top 5 products. I'm still going to put in the cards though, just for us to see. But I'm trying to, because the time that we are supposed to leave here is 7. So I'm trying to be as fast as possible. So I'm just going to put everything out. And I'm going to click here. Let's say we want to do so one thing about creating the dashboard is that always have what you want to achieve in mind. Like always create a sketch that, okay, this is what you want to visualize and this is what you're hoping to achieve. So I'm going to do quantity by sales as well. I'm going to click on quantity. I'm going to click on, okay, no, we can't. I'm not doing quantity by sales. I'm going to do quantity by product name. Quantity and then the product name as well. So let's see if we can bring in a most times I like, okay, most times I like to stick to 2 data points for pie charts, but the most I can go is like, I like going is 3. So I think that category is 3. Like we have 3 data points under it. So I'm just going to click on category and let's say category by sales. Good. So for the last one, let's do a trend over time. So let's see how our profits has been going over time. So now I'm going to do profits by months. So I'm going to use a line chart. So the line chart is for showing trends over time. I explained that during our introductory class. So I'm going to click on I'm going to click on profits here. And then I'm going to come to the date table and then choose month name short. Or let's choose here and see what it will give us. Month name, let's see quarter. So everything is like flat. I guess this because this data set is a demo data set. I guess that's the reason why it is like this. Everything is flat, like on the same level. You see, we can do quantity. So it's the same thing. I wouldn't want to display that because it's just flat. So I guess we'd have to use a line chart. Emmanuel, are you still here?
Yes, I'm thinking.
Okay. All right. So let's just do quantity by category. Um, I don't want to use the line chart for that because it's not showing trends over time. Just use this. Okay. Emmanuel, do you have experience with building chart on Power BI? Because Olusoji told me that you are quite experienced than the others.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is not new to you entirely.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm just going to do basic editing to this chart. I'm trying to be as fast as possible because I told Olusoji I wasn't going to stay till 7. I have another meeting and I'm already receiving a call. Okay, so y-axis, nothing. So I'm just first thing first, I'm going to turn off the grid line. I don't want that grid line showing in my charts. So so the next thing is that I want to filter. I want to apply a filter. I want it to be top 5 products. I don't want it to be showing me all those products that it's showing. So I'm going to do basic filtering. I'm going to click on top 10. I'm sure they can see my screen like this. So I'm going to click on top. I want top 5. So he's asking me by what data field. So I want you to do it by product name. So I'm just going to drag product name here. And then I remember the first time that someone did this, preparing for our final presentation, then in the bootcamp I was. So one of my team members, because we were not even taught this, one of my team members just came and did that magic. I was like, wow, there's really a lot to this thing. So I'm just going to click on apply filter, and then we can see that the top 5 is showing some of sales by product name. You can see our top 5 products. Top 5. So now I'm going to do this. We'll soon end this class. So next week we can do the final. We can do the final editing. Let me just put some things in place. So for this also, I want to apply basic filtering. So I'm just going to click here and do top N. So I want to filter by product name as well for quantity. So I want top 5 and then drag the product name here and then apply filter. That's for product name. So for category, I don't, okay, I want to turn off the grid line. I want to turn it off. I don't want to rush this thing. So next week we are going to, and then we can conclude on the class. Our cards to hit well KPI or key numbers. So now I'm going to click on table. So I'm going to click on average profits. So what I'm going to do is just do Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. I'm going to click on average quantity. I'm going to click on average quantity, Control C, Control V. Let's click on total profits. So do Control C, Control V. Let's click on total quantity. Control C, Control V. So now I want to click on total sales. So we are not done yet. Next week we'll come back and apply finish touches to it. There's even possibility that we might add filters to it, but I think we've done enough today for us to go and actually watch this video, go through it, and come back to ask any questions on anything we don't understand. So with that, we've come to the end of today's class. That was quite hectic, or how am I going to put it? Emmanuel, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so I hope you understand up to this point, or is there anything you need clarification
Yes,
on?
it's actually straightforward, but maybe when you are doing the next class, I would like to start back to a
Okay,
little bit into the
okay,
first
you mean
table,
okay, you
how the
mean for
table
the
works.
next class,
The
Abby?
measured, yes, for the next class. The measure table and the date table. Just to
Okay,
refresh our mind for coming back.
all right, that's fine. That's fine. So one thing I just want everyone to take note of is that sometimes you might just, as we are doing it, you might think you don't have any questions, but it's best for you to go home and try to like practice what we've done as soon as possible. Then by the time you start, then you would see that you have a whole lot of questions coming up. That's how fast you can learn. So I'm not just saying this to Manu, I'm saying it to any other person that is going to watch the video as well, because I noticed that a lot of us has other things to do right now. So with that, Emmanuel, we're going to meet most likely next week, Friday. Then we can conclude on this dashboard, and then we can answer any questions by then. So I'm just going to save this particular dashboard.
Okay. Okay, well,
All right, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
All right, thank you. Please, you can end the call.
Okay.
Let me just leave. You can end the call. Thank you.